Hitler increased tariffs up to 500% on certain industries, and his own foreign minister warned that this could lead to a 600% inflation rate on egg prices. History is really playing in our faces right now. The similarities between our far right leader today and the far right leader of Germany in the 1930s are striking. Trump is giving massive tax cuts and government contracts to his oligarch friends who financed his campaign, and Hitler was doing the same. Before the election, the Nazi Party was broke. It was oligarchs like steel barons, wealthy bankers, and media magnates who were donating to the Nazi Party in order to get kickbacks when they came into power. Those kickbacks actually gave us the term privatization. It was never before done to this extent in history. All of the publicly owned steel, rail, banking, and utility industries were sold to Hitler's buddies at record low prices to be privately owned. Privatization. Hitler was slashing public services. He was violently crushing unions and striking workers. He was purging public servants who disagreed with him, aka the deep state. And up until he was appointed chancellor, Hitler failed to file his tax returns. What? All of that, and people still believe that the Nazis were a left-wing political party because the name Nazi is short for National Socialist. But that is so embarrassing that people actually believe the Nazis. Like, did you believe that they were liberating Germany with World War II? Did you believe their leader when he said, let's make Germany great again, and he left it in ruins, in infinite debt, with 7 million Germans dead, and their leader glazing a Luger? Great. We know that the Nazis weren't actually socialists because when the Nazis got in power, they started killing their socialists. And because they were just doing the exact opposite of what socialism is. Left-wing people like socialists, communists, and trade unionists were the first to be sent to the camps, but the Nazis called themselves socialists because socialism was really popular at the time, and they needed the support of masses of working people. In Germany's last free election, the Democratic Socialist and Communist parties of Germany combined got more votes than the Nazi Party did. Germany's economy took a huge hit from World War I. German industrial production fell to 58%, leaving 6 million Germans unemployed. But if you still had a job, your maximum work week was up to 60 hours. More and more of the economy was being bought up by the same few capitalists. Germans saw their neighbors to the east carrying out socialist revolutions where workers were taking control of their own factories, taking control of their own government. And those new socialist countries were experiencing economic growth faster than any other country in history up until that point. And no, I'm not exaggerating, but it's important to point out that those countries started basically in feudalism, so it was a huge percent increase from that. The communists and socialists promised 40-hour work weeks, job guarantees, and workers' councils to run every industry. They were going to redistribute giant estates to small family farmers. They promised unemployment relief, free education, and free healthcare. And all of this was going to be financed by taxing the rich. That's why Hitler had to pretend to be a socialist, and that's why Donald Trump has to pretend to be a champion of the working class. The socialists were addressing the root of the problem, the factory owners, the bankers, the capitalists, who were financing corrupt politicians like Hitler to crush working German people. So Hitler had to distract everybody. He said, no, 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 it's not the bankers, it's not the factory owners, it's the Jews, who sometimes own the factories and the banks, but it's not because they own them, it's because they're Jewish. It's not the system, it's the globalists, it's the communists, it's the Jews, it's the immigrants, it's everybody, not the rich people who are financing Hitler's campaign. The wealthy, powerful people who are becoming more wealthy and powerful as we just shovel money into their pockets. And, you know, it couldn't be the system. History is repeating itself by coincidence. It just happens to be the same system. Yeah, it's just a coincidence, yeah. That tax return thing was just too much.